We're starting with the news that fully vaccinated UK tourists will finally be able to visit America again from early November.
Hurrah! Well, to celebrate the announcement, we are heading across this pond to speak to New York City's famous Naked Cowboy. Good morning to you.
Well, I'm the Naked Cowboy. I'm keeping it real for you. I'm the Naked Cowboy. You've got to do what you got to do. Good morning.
Wow. Good to see you, John. Robert, John Burke. Robert, so you have been the Naked Cowboy throughout the whole of lockdown.
Yeah, I was actually born naked 50 years ago.
That makes perfect sense. And now, I mean, obvious question here. New York can be very warm sometimes, but it can also be extremely cold. And then we was looking at this image of you here in what looks like a blizzard. I mean, how do you stay warm?
I don't. I freeze to death every day. I go back and forth to a warm garage. I come out as long as I can, and then I just make rounds all day long. I've been doing this 22 years, 9 months, and 18 days today.
And so, during the lockdown, were you classed as a key worker?
Well, I was terrified that I wouldn't. I mean, that was my only concern, is that I wouldn't be able to keep up my normal routine. But I drove in. Instead of an hour to work, it took like 10 minutes. I was the only guy in the garage, and there were nothing but nurses and police officers, and no one stopped me, so technically, I guess I'm an essential worker because I stayed there every single day. And I was on, got world news 10 times over. It's not like anybody didn't know I was there. So I know I was grateful for that. Plus, I just felt like it, people consistently said, it creates normalcy and shows New York City resilience. And, I mean, that's what I try to do anyway. So it just created a great platform for me to just keep doing what I did.
And the
now
Brits
that
are coming back.
It's been great.
We're on the way back.
I'm the Naked Cowboy reaching out to the UK. Come to New York City and look for me today. Yeah, that's great news.
We'll be there
Very
in November. Oh, Robert, thank you. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Thanks, Robert.
Nice to talk to you.
So
how do you follow that, Vanessa?
Well, I just think it's worth going over there just to have a visit with him, isn't it? What a great guy. We need one of those on every high street in the UK. Naked, and I mean really naked. We've got to cheer up about something, for God's sake, honestly. Blimey.
Fully vaccinated Britons will be able to enter America from November, ending almost 2 years of coronavirus travel restrictions. Prime Minister Boris Johnson said that he's delighted that President Joe Biden is reinstating transatlantic travel. Fantastic boost for business and trade. There is this, at the moment, a minor concern about the AstraZeneca vaccine because this has not been approved by the US Food and Drug Administration. So there's a possibility that it won't be recognised by border officials, which is unfortunate because that's what I've had. Not that I've got any plans to go anywhere, but Tom?
Yeah, I think that's right. That's what I've had as well, so many millions of others. So I think that would be a massive problem if they didn't recognise it. I think, as I understand it currently, you can get in, if you had to get into the United States and they let you in on an exemption, you could with AstraZeneca. But that's definitely something that I think when the PM meets with Joe Biden at the White House later on, perhaps he could get him to iron out. Although apparently they're going to bond over a love of trains. So maybe we're about to see billions announced for some sort of, transatlantic subterranean train line, as opposed to any details around who can come into the country and what vaccine you can have.
Maybe the Americans will pay for HS2.
I think they're saying, though, that this AstraZeneca thing is a blip that they will iron out. And they keep using this word granular, which I always thought applied to sugar. I'm not quite sure why it applies to vaccines. But they're saying it's a minor detail that will sort of be sorted, so people don't have to worry too much about that. At least we don't think so, at any rate.